Hi there, gang. This is Christy coming to you for one of our last videos for ending on a high note as we have concluded the 2014 year. We are moving forward into the new year. Hopefully you have accomplished that monthly goal and working towards the next one on your radar screen. But like I mentioned before, I wanted to take a moment to just address the couple of concerns or questions that you had when you first signed up for the online course and just kind of give you some direct counsel and some advice on going after those specific goals for your business. So we're just going to jump right in. The last video, I know we tackled about 4 or 5 of them, so I'm going to finish those up for you today. And whether your questions in this video or in the last video, I do think that you'll find some helpful information no matter what kind of business or what kind of stage in your business that you might find yourself. So this question comes from Colleen. She said that one of the things she needed to work on was to set up goals and schedule specific things that she needs to do for a business anniversary that she's trying to get together for her business. And so this goes back to any kind of a goal that you're working on. This is a very specific time frame that she wants to get this done in, which is great. That's already established for you. But when it comes to working on the specific aspects of that goal, you're just going to want to break those down into small pieces. And what will be your best friend in doing this is a calendar. I always kind of go back to this really great example. If you've planned a wedding in the last 10 years or have been a part of planning a wedding in the last 10 years, one of the things that's really popular are these great little wedding websites. And when you go and you register and you sign up for one, they give you these great little timelines. And it says, if you're 12 months out from the wedding, you should be doing this. If you're 6 months out from the wedding, you should be doing this. And it breaks down the entire planning process into kind of monthly chunks. And that's the same kind of setup that will work out here. If you know that you want to plan some sort of specific event, back up on the calendar however many months it is that you think you need to get that planned, and schedule things on those particular months. So instead of scheduling the event itself, you're wanting to schedule the action steps you need to take in order to get that event planned. That'll be a really big help, because if you don't do that, if you're not going to tie it to a calendar, time's going to slip past you. All of a sudden you're going to wake up and realize you're a month away from the event that you were trying to put together, or the big sale you were trying to promote, or the big promotion you were trying to throw out there, and you will have to throw it together, which will mean you might not have as much confidence in what it is that you're trying to do. It might mean that you miss out on a crucial element that really needed more time and attention to plan, and it causes a lot of stress. So save yourself that, and then just tie those action steps to a calendar. Schedule the time it is that you need to work on those different parts of the event, and as you work through those, you'll find that you'll have a great event and a great thing that you've planned for the celebration of your business. Next, we have Nadisha. One of the things she wants to do is to make her hotel and restaurants profitable, and wants to start a travel agency and achieve 30 new customers. That is a lot to take in and a lot to do. So my advice would be to pick one of those and start with that one, and then move to the next goal and move to the next goal. You actually have 3 different goals you've identified here. And while it's great to work on multiple goals at once, you really want to identify one as a target. One's the priority, one's what you're going to sort of center everything else around. Otherwise, you'll find that the divide and conquer method doesn't work very well. You're one person, not an army of 300. So there's not much to divide. You can only divide yourself a couple of times before they're just little insignificant pieces of yourself. So my philosophy, and if you've been a part of any of my time management courses, you know that I don't believe in multitasking more than 2 or 3 things at once. We all want to be great, and we want to be 10s at everything. On a scale of 1 to 10, you want to be 10. You want to be 11 even. You want to be great. But if you take that number 10 and you start dividing it out over multiple things that you're trying to do, you never get to 10 again. So the example I use is, if you take 10 and divide it by 2, you got 2 5s. 5 and 5 is 10. You can still be a 10. You can still probably get great results when you're just juggling 1 or 2 things. But if you divided it up by 3, you only get 9. If you divide it up by 4, you even get less. And so you just continue to divide your attention and divide your efforts, and you never get one thing that gets all of your attention or all of your efforts. That can be detrimental in your business, and it can be detrimental when you have a specific goal that you're trying to shoot for in a specific time frame. And the goals that you have here are pretty specific, and it's things that are going to make or break the success of your business. That's pretty important. So I would caution you to not try to do too much all at once. Get a big picture of what you want. Break those down into long-term, mid-term, and short-term goals like we've talked about before. Establish the action steps to get there, and then put it on the calendar. I think if you wanted to double the profits in your hotel and restaurant business, again, what activity do you have to do to get that, and what's the number you're shooting for, and then make sure your action steps are going to support that. If you wanted to start a travel agency, which sounds like fun, I'll be your guinea pig to go on your first trip if you want. But if you're going to start a travel agency, obviously you've probably done some research on that and you know what it takes to do that, but you'll want to, again, establish those action steps. What are the things that you need to do on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis to get you to your grand opening date or your launch date, and hopefully you have that already predetermined as well. So hopefully that gives you some help there, Nadisha. You sound like an ambitious woman, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about your success. Next, we have Sharon, who says one of the things she wanted to do was to recruit 2 associates to her team. And based on her registration here, I'm picking up on the fact that she has a direct sell business, which is great. A lot of direct sell businesses are really fun and very profitable. I've been a part of them myself and have had great success with them. And so a big part of that is recruiting people to your team. And your team works together to propel you all to success, which can be a double-edged sword. What's great is you don't have to share the burden of doing all of the work. What's bad is that you're depending on other people to help you do all the work, and sometimes they're not quite as motivated as you are. And so when it comes to adding associates to your team, I'm going to take it back to one of the lessons we talked about in this online course when we said that dollars can disappoint. When you set a goal that's based on $1, you're depending on someone else to buy your product or invest in your service. And if they don't do that, it's really hard for you to get your financial goal met. And that can be very frustrating because you can't force them to buy. And so the advice in that lesson was to set goals based on actions and quality things that you can control. So what is it that you can do in this situation to get your team members involved in your business? And so the same kind of advice I'll offer here. You can't force people to join your team. You can't force them to get active and get working and do what they need to do. They have to want to do it. So, I'm sure your leadership with your direct sell company is encouraging you to lead by example, which is always great. But you also want to know how many people is it that you need to meet with, that you need to expose the business to before you actually get someone to sign. So if someone signing up means that you have to talk to 10 women before one person signs up, your goal should actually be to make 10 presentations. The result would be getting the 2 new team members or the 1 new team member. Don't let that be the goal, because if you did 10 presentations and nobody signs up, you'll be really frustrated because you're just focusing on getting that new team member. Focus your goal and focus your action steps on the activities you can control and let the results come as they may. That'll let you be more attuned to your team and attuned to your customers and not be so desperate to get everyone to sign or to get other people to buy. Customers and potential team members can pick up on that, and they can feel pressured, and they can feel the sort of weird vibe coming from you because you're really desperate to get that sale. So it's great that you want to build your team. Good luck with that. Like I said, I'd encourage you to build your goal around the action steps that you can control. Next, we have Camila. She says that she wants to get more prospects and learn more about selling her products. And she is in the insurance business and in financial security. So this is really an important industry to be in. We probably all need to learn more about this industry for our own self as well as for our business. And so to get more prospects, let's just address that part. That's a really great goal because it is actions that you can take. You can go get prospects. You can't necessarily force them all to do something with your business or to buy your product or invest in your services, but you can do the activity to get more prospects. So there's lots of ways to do that. Obviously, networking through other business groups are great. Social media is fantastic for that. One of the things that we tend to overlook is the existing customer base that we already have sold on who we are and what we do. More than likely, the people who are already your customers, Camilla, love you and love what you do for them. And I would do what I like to call the mayor campaign and tell them that if they already love what you do for them, is there a friend or family member that they know that might appreciate your business and services as well? And when they refer you to that friend or family member, you're going to take the utmost care of them, and you're also going to make sure to follow up with that original customer who gave you that referral to let them know how much you appreciate that and what you were able to do for them. That is a crucial element in business that has served me very well. It's a relationship sales technique, and what's important with that is that you are giving your customers an investment in your business. They actually have something to give to you. Here you've done a great job for them, and they may not necessarily need to purchase more insurance from you, but they love working with you, and they want to support you. That's the thing I found. The customers that love me most want to support me the best. And the way they can do that is by introducing me or referring me to their friends and family who will love what I can do for them too. It's just a hands down fail-proof way to build your business. It's something that a newspaper ad can't do for you, a social media site can't do for you, and it doesn't cost anything, just to make a phone call or to have lunch with that great customer and share with them what you would like to do for their friends and family. So I really encourage that. That's a great way to get prospects. And then when you follow up with that referral, it's a warm referral, because you can say, hey, John Smith, is already my client. He knows that you are in the business for, or in the market for new insurance for your business, and I want to, offer you what I can do. So they already have that connection with you because you know someone that they know. It's a mutual friend. So I would definitely do that for the prospect side of it. Again, set yourself a goal. How many prospects do you want to get in a week? How many do you want to get in a month? And do the activity you need to do in order to reach that goal. As far as selling more products, again, we go back to the dollars can disappoint. So what's the activity behind that? If selling products means that you do face-to-face presentations, business calls, you are marketing yourself through employers, whatever it is that you're doing to build your business, that is the goal. So how many of those presentations, or how many of those get to know you lunches, or how many of those employer calls do you need to make in order to get the business that you're wanting to get, and have that dollar amount determined, and then set that as the result that you want to hit, not the goal that you want to target. So the goal you want to target is the actual activity that's going to give you the dollar amount. Again, that will leave you more successful. You'll feel more proud of yourself, and let the results fall where they may. Again, because you can't force them to sign up, and you can't force them to pull up their checkbook and write a check for your product. So those are all the questions that came in, or the concerns that came in with the online course. As always, if you have more questions or you need some follow-up from our discussions in this video or any of the ones in the past, don't hesitate to email me. Love to see you be successful and want to help you get where you want to go. I will tell you that we do have one other video that we're going to close the online course with, and it's just a conclusion, just to kind of wrap up some of the specifics from our lessons. But I also want to give you the tools you need to go forward. Since we are in a new year, it's kind of like, now what, right? We've gone through this course, so now what? I want to kind of speak specifically on how you're going to utilize what we've already learned going forward into the next month, or the next 6 months, or the next 12 months, and utilizing that goal setting process to really propel you where you want to go. Hopefully that will be helpful to you. Hopefully the questions give you some specific answers that are directed to your particular area of concern. Make it a great week. I look forward to talking with you one more time. As always, reach out to me if there's anything I can do for you. Have a great